Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're enjoying our content that we've produced so far for 2018. I can't believe we're a month into it already, and we're planned our whole content for February, so I think you're really going to like it. But in case you missed our schedule, we are doing new videos every Tuesday and Thursday, and new blog posts every Monday, Wednesday and Friday over at ontheqt.ie. So this content would be all different types, so it would be either our experiences, our adventures, travel guides, places all over the world, and basically we want to bring you along on the adventure with us. So this video is a top tips video, and it's something that's been requested and something I get asked a few times a week, so I said I'd make a video on it. It's on Iceland. I know a lot of you have been following our vlogs and our blogs and everything on our adventures. It was one of the highlights of 2017, but something I always get asked is what would be my top 5 things to do in Iceland if I was to go again, or for somebody that was traveling. So as you all know, that I have went to Iceland, but it was only a long weekend, so I didn't get to experience everything. So this top tips is just what I experienced and my highlights from my trip. So they're things that I would recommend people to do if you're going to Iceland for the first time, and they're experiences that I cherish. So here we go. First top tip is you have to try and see the Northern Lights. Now there's loads of tours when you get over there, so you kind of have no excuse not to go try and see them. So the tours start kind of around 6 o'clock until 12, 1 o'clock, until hopefully you see the Northern Lights. Obviously you're not guaranteed to be able to see them, but if you're in Iceland, it's worth a shot going to try. For us, we did a tour with Reykjavik Excursions called the Warm Baths and Cool Lights Tour. So we went to, I'll say this wrong, I know I'll pronounce it wrong, it's the La Fontana. I'll leave the name here, I'm just not great at my pronunciations. So we went there. It's kind of like a warm thermal bath. And if you're really lucky, you can actually see the Northern Lights when you're in the bath, but we weren't that lucky. So we went there, we enjoyed the baths for a bit, we had a lovely meal, and then we went on a hunt for the Northern Lights. And to be honest, the hunt was a lot of fun, trying to see them and spot where they are and follow them. And we were very lucky, we did get a glimpse of the Northern Lights. So we got to see them on a few different occasions along the way, and it was a great experience, and something kind of that is just magical. You just have to see it, and if you're over there, definitely try and see it. There was people there for 2 weeks around the time that we were there, and they never saw it, so we were just very, very lucky. So hopefully you'll have the luck too. So tip number 2 then is to go to the Blue Lagoon. And this is something that when you Google Iceland straight away, it's kind of one of the top images that come up. And I was like, oh, didn't know whether it would be something that I would love, if it would be very touristy. Oh my gosh, it is the most amazing thing to do. And you'll be so relaxed after it. It's just, oh, you just have to go and experience it. And I would say anyone going to Iceland, try to experience the Blue Lagoon. It's beautiful. So what I would suggest is there's a few things with the Blue Lagoon that you won't really know unless you've really researched it or until you get over there. So you have to pre-book the Blue Lagoon. So I would recommend pre-booking 2 if not 3 weeks ahead of time, or as early as you can, to make sure you get the slot that you want. So if you want to be there for sunset, for sunrise, while it's daytime, just be sure to pre-book. They fill up really, really fast, so that is a must. Also when you're there, make sure you put some conditioner into your hair because it will go rock hard. So these are just little tips that I kind of learned when I was over there. Another thing is, this was actually mentioned by you guys before we went, but it just didn't work out with our flights because we had early morning flights, etc. But when you fly in, the Blue Lagoon is only like 10-15 minutes from the airport. So we would recommend either going to the Blue Lagoon when you arrive or on the way back to the airport. So that would be key for you if you're going, and it just saves you time, because otherwise you're spending 40-50 minutes going from the Blue Lagoon to Reykjavik and back, and you're kind of just losing adventure time really. So that would be one of my top tips as well. So my third tip is not to forget to explore the city of Reykjavik itself. It's a colourful, vibrant city, and it's one that you have to walk around and get a feel for and explore. There's amazing cafes, bakeries, and there's an amazing crepe place there. So if you are walking around, it's unbelievable. So make sure you go in and get a crepe there. There's also one of the main landmarks there is Hallgrímskirkja Church. I think that's how it's pronounced. I'll leave the name here as well. So go check that out. It's unbelievable. You can actually go right up to the top and see views all around, so it's well worth going right up. Then number four, this was one of the highlights of the trip. So it was the Pearl Tour with Mountaineers of Iceland, and if anyone was going, I would say this would be your number one excursion to book. You get to explore the national park, the active geysers. You get to go to the Gullfoss waterfall. The Gullfoss waterfall is something I highly recommend. It's really, really beautiful. I actually see people that are sending me pictures of it at the moment, and it looks completely different to when we were there. So I honestly think if you were there at any time, you'll always see new beauty there as well, and that's what makes it so special. So my fifth tip is to do something that's completely outside of your comfort zone. Iceland really is nearly one of the biggest adventurous places going from my experience. There's so many tours, there's so many activities, there's so many things to do. Hikes, quad biking, you name it, it's there. So do something that makes you go outside of your comfort zone. And for us, that was snowmobiling on the glaciers, and that was actually included in the Pearl Tour in the Mountaineers of Iceland. So it was an hour trip on the snowmobiles. So when we were out there and you look around, you actually think, okay, this is everything I thought Iceland was gonna be and more. So for us, that trip was the point that we were like, wow, this is just another world. It's just beautiful. It's everything we thought Iceland would be. So I'd highly recommend jumping outside of your comfort zone and trying something new. So highly recommend that. So that's actually my 5 tips. So I hope that helped. And if you're going to Iceland, I'd love to see pictures or your experiences, or if you've been to Iceland and I haven't included some of the things you've done, please leave a comment below and fill us in on the activities that you tried, the experiences that you went on, because we are planning another trip back, so we hopefully might go and see them ourselves. And I suppose what I want to do here is create kind of a travel hub. So sharing is caring, so if you share some of your experiences, someone else will share theirs as well. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I would love if you subscribed. We have lots more coming up. We have amazing adventures planned for 2018. I'm so excited. So hit the subscribe button so you don't miss anything. And thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Bye!